This is the biggest mistake you're making when it comes to finding love for all my single girlies out there. I hear this over and over and over again. Here's what you guys keep saying. Oh, I love my peace. It's cool being single. Who wants like someone to disrupt your life or tell you what to do? If you compare a bad relationship to being single, like a man who's bossy, who tells you what to do, who snaps at you, who doesn't have emotional maturity, yeah, you're going to want to be single. Of course, I would too, all right? But that doesn't mean a bad relationship is better than being in a good one, okay? Like if you guys being in a loving, committed relationship with someone who listens to you, honors you, makes you feel safe, loved, adored, cared for, wants to commit to you, has similar values as you, that is 100% better than being single. So stop comparing the nightmare men to your future.
How do you just fall out of love with somebody? Question, how do you deal with the breakup? Clearly I'm not dealing with it very well. Me and my boyfriend just broke up today after being together for a year and a half. And the worst part is, he just fell out of love with me. Like, I really don't know what's worse. I feel like I would have just rather have been cheated on. I never thought that somebody would just fall out of love with me. It's the worst feeling. And I was so blindsided because everything was totally fine. Like, everything was normal. We, like, hardly ever fought in our relationship. Like, literally, we, like, never fought. Like, everything was going great. And then out of nowhere, it was just, like, he just started pushing me away. And I had anxiety for months because I knew something was off. And I knew it felt like he had fallen out of love with me and that he didn't love me anymore. I was like lucky to get an I love you from him. And I was looking at our old text because I would screenshot all the cute things that he would text me. And I'm like, I feel like I don't even know that person anymore. That person that I fell in love with, he was so in love with me, and now I can barely get an I love you. So horrible feeling. How am I not supposed to carry this trauma into potentially other relationships? I'm just always gonna think that I'm not enough and that somebody's just gonna walk away at any point, even if things are going great. No matter how much my boyfriend said that it's not me, that I wasn't the problem. How do you just fall out of love with somebody? And I was the happiest I've ever been in my life when I was with him until everything went bad. Like, I just felt like we were meant to be together, and like, I just was so happy. And I let him hurt me for months because I knew that he was pushing me away, and I just was hoping it would get better. But it didn't. It got like slightly better, but I think it was just because he was pretending. The worst part is I'm over here feeling like I'm dying. I've never felt this kind of pain before. And he's totally fine. This is what he wanted, after all. And I just don't understand how you can do this to somebody. And how everything, the past year and a half, how you could just throw it all away so easily. I don't understand how anybody could do that. And the icing on the cake is that my parents are out of town, so I literally don't have like my mom to cry to. Like, my mom's the one that helps me get through everything, and the fact that she's not here and then I can't hold her and like cry on her shoulder sucks. he was not only my boyfriend, but my best friend. And so I don't have friends.
So a couple of things here. You said your parents rushed home, as you said in your note there. They rushed home to be with you that night. So you had a support system. People that stop what they're doing to come comfort you. You know, a lot of women have that, a lot of men don't, right? But it is what it is, okay? I'm still looking for maybe, you know, because you're talking about it came out of nowhere. Oh, he pushed me away. He hurt me. How could you ever do this? He's fine. This is what women do. I think that's my problem. I don't have a problem with you expressing how you feel about it. I don't have a problem with you expressing that you're hurting. You know, you wish that this wouldn't have happened. I don't have a problem. But for you guys to sit up here instead of saying, you know what, we just weren't meant for each other and that was it. The man's got to be the bad guy. He's got to be the one to ruin everything. We were supposed to be together and he just didn't want that. He ruined everything. Yada, yada, yada. It came out of nowhere. I did all that I could. It wasn't enough. I wasn't good enough. Out of nowhere. So there was nothing said. There was nothing done. Not at all. We just gonna put 100% on him. At all. Like, there's no self-reflection anywhere. Maybe after months of being in this position, hopefully, maybe you go to therapy, there will be some time that you reflect and say, you know what? There were some unhealthy things that I did in that relationship. Maybe I don't do those. Maybe I can call him and say, hey, you know, I know you said it was you, but was there anything that I might have done? I'm not trying to get back with you, by the way, but is there anything that I might have done that was kind of like, you know, it wasn't it for you? And just listen to his feedback and don't try to talk over him and invalidate what he's saying to you. You know, you don't have to take everything that he says if you believe that he's trying to hurt you. But if it's true and you've really done some self-reflection and you really have self-awareness, you'll kind of be able to tell the difference between somebody trying to tear you down versus somebody giving you some constructive criticism. After all, that's what women tell men to do. Ask them, what was it about you that really turned them off? And see what the woman says. Listen to the woman. Don't invalidate her feelings. Time to take your own medicine.
Men shouldn't be allowed to live under the same roof as women and children.
And not every thought that comes into a person's mind should come out of their mouth. But yet here we are. So I'm going to save everyone at least 6 minutes of your time. They go on to explain that statistically, women and children are more at risk of many unfortunate things happening to them if they live with a man. And well, in part that's true. Because there are, unfortunately, some bad men out there that do very unspeakable things to women and children. But is that really a reason to try to say that men should not be allowed to live with women and children? Oh, my goodness, that's the same kind of rationale that some individuals use to justify racism, isn't it? Because of the actions of some, the entire group must be punished. And is that really the type of thinking that we want to perpetuate? Or should we actually correct these illogical statements when we first hear them?
Once again, for modern women, they want to be able to break the rules, and the rules really need to be optional for them. But for you, you need to adhere and hold to them. Rules for thee and not for me. I want to be able to say, do, think whatever I want to think, whenever I want to think it, however I want to think it. Period. End of story. But you need to run and filter, censor everything that you're doing, even so much as a breath, through me as a woman, because I'm the ultimate person. I'm smarter than you. What a loser mentality.
This is a question for the guys and the guys only. Do you guys do anything before going on a date? Like, I'm on my way to my date right now, and obviously, like, you know, I had to pick an outfit, did my hair, my makeup, etc., shaved, whatever. But do you guys do have like a ritual before going on a date? I'm so curious because I don't have a lot of guy friends, so I just want to know. Comment or stitch this video.
I don't know why this has happened to me so many times, but I've had multiple men around date 3 of going on dates with them mention marriage or like some crazy long-term commitment, like they could see a future with me in the terms of marriage. And one time I was dating a guy last summer,
And he had written down all his goals, and like the big goal at the top was, you know, his big career or whatever. And he like wrote down every single accomplishment he had ever done and like bracketed them as to how he was going to get to his big job accomplishment. And marrying me was one of those little like accomplishments that he wanted to reach. Literally said Chloe Diamond in a little bracket on, and he showed me a photo of it on loose leaf paper. He had like written it down. This was our third date. I will give him a pass because maybe that doesn't deserve a pass. I don't know.
I'm going to tell y'all something, man. The reason it's hard to find a good woman is because a good woman is somewhere being a good woman. It's simply put, like, a good woman is somewhere being a good woman. That's why you don't see them in the club half naked, sweated out in the summertime. That's why you don't see them on a podcast or on TV somewhere talk about, let me tell you something. Oh, yeah. That ain't no good woman. That woman for the streets.
I agree.
When you run across a good woman, it was luck. You happen to stumble across a good woman. You better try to get her and keep her. It ain't that many of them.
Most women don't understand why men are extremely critical and choosy of the woman that he gets with. Your image can literally make or break him, okay? When a man walks into a room with a beautiful girl, everybody want to know who that man is. Like, what does he do? Oh my God. If she's respectful, isn't seen a lot of places, classy, nobody has access to her, oh my God, that man gets respected, probably gets invited to a lot more places. When a woman is for the streets or a lot of men have access to her, that man gets disrespected, gets invited to less places. His girl will even get passes by his own friends, okay? Like Kanye, when he got with Kim K, a lot of us lost a lot of respect for him, okay? So a woman's image can make or break a man.
How long does it take a woman to completely forget a man? What I'm going to say next may hurt you. If a man forgets a woman, it may take a year, 3 or 5 years, or even a whole lifetime. But for a woman, all it takes is for another man to appear in her life to forget a man who was once good to her. That's the reality.
If you met an attractive man and y'all had a good conversation.
Anywho, like this is in the way. Hey, what's the questions?
What's your name?
I'm Key.
And you?
I'm ready.
Why do you think it's appropriate to just run up in our interview mid-conversation?
I ain't gonna lie, they white and I don't give a fuck.
So this is what DEI in action looks like. This is what listening because a black woman is speaking looks like.
This type of interaction is happening in office buildings, schools,
The government.
the federal government, everywhere across America. Sit down, shut up. A loud, fat black woman is speaking.
And she's tired of hearing you speak and thinks it's her turn. When people paint the picture of what white privilege is, if the roles were reversed and like black women were talking in an interview and white people came up and said, "Oh, what's going on here? I want to talk. What questions do you have?"
She black. I don't give a I'm in front of her.
That's what they say white privilege is. And then we only see it this way. We only see examples that go against that.
Somebody in the comments said, "Big girl can barely breathe." Good grief, man. I don't. Y'all sprinted across there to act a fool. This is what you did. The man was in the middle of talking. They were in the middle of conducting an interview. You knew that. And instead of apologizing, moving out of the way, which you shouldn't have done that. Let me give you the benefit of the doubt. Maybe you were joking. He said, "Oh, I'm just joking, just ha ha." And that would have probably not even made it. Maybe that would have made it as a blooper or something like that, if you'd had just joking and gone through in passing. But for some reason, some of these modern women out here feel like it's okay to ruin your stuff, but should you ruin theirs, then all of a sudden you need to be canceled.
Okay, so being a single woman in Atlanta is a real thing. It's a real thing and it's fine. Personally, I don't complain about it a lot because I know that I could be a lot more active on the apps. I know a lot of people that have had success on the apps. Good for them. I am just not good at keeping conversation going through an app. Like, I need the face-to-face interaction. So anyways, yeah, it's not been successful for me. And I see a lot of people saying, just go to dinner by yourself, sit at the bar, read a book. Like, I have done that. I have zero problem being by myself. I love my alone time. I have never in my life had an issue with going to dinner by myself. I'll go sit at the bar by myself. I'll go to lunch. I'll go for a walk. I'll do anything by myself. So here's my thing. Here's the thing. I think it's not so much the action of going by yourself and like sitting there and reading a book. I think you have to look approachable, and I'm starting to maybe wonder if I just don't have that. You know, like when people are like, hey, smile more, or like, I don't know, and like you will like want to bite their head off because you're like, what? Why should I smile more? Like, it's just my face. Low key, like maybe they had a point. Maybe I do need to smile more, and I feel like I do. Like, I'm nice. Like, I smile at strangers all the time, but maybe I just like am not doing it enough. And when I am in public and I have my little book, maybe this is what it is too, is like I'm locked in. Like, if I'm reading a book or if I'm scrolling or if I'm doing something, like that alone time is intentional for me. So whatever I'm doing, I'm focused on it. So here's the thing. I found a spot in Atlanta. I got my Kindle, and I'm on the last book of the Throne of Glass series. I am not ready to depart with these characters. I'm going way off topic. I'm gonna go to this place. I'm gonna go sit somewhere by myself. If there's a spot at the bar, I'm gonna sit at the bar, and I'm gonna try really hard to smile and make eye contact more than I normally do. And I'll even go as far as like, I'll challenge myself. I'm gonna challenge myself to have a conversation with a stranger with zero motive. I'm not even gonna say like it has to be a man. It could be man, woman, child, grandfather, grandmother. I don't care. I think I just need to be better maybe at like just interacting with people. And I own it. It's on me. I need to figure out how to be more approachable. Okay? So we're gonna try it. I'm just gonna be like reading, and then I'll just look up. See, I can't. It's so awkward. Read. I can't. It's not natural. But we're gonna do that. I'm gonna compliment a stranger or just find an inn, and I'll report back.
Like I said, some of these women, they're not bad people. It's just that they don't know how to catch a man. They don't know how to open themselves up for a man. So you end up attracting somebody that was going to approach a woman anyway. Like, he was there just to talk to somebody. But a man that's really intentional, he's looking for the signs that you guys say to look for. And when you don't give it to him, you're kind of confused as to why he's not coming. Not saying you, but women, just some of these ladies out here in general. You're confused, but some women out there are not really that great at being approachable.
I better pay attention to me tonight. I'm so sick of this shit. Oh my god. Touch and buy a drink. I mean, it's like very simple.
Like, a guy could grab a rose and give one to their friend that they came with. So
Are you a... I'm gonna guess.
Yes, better guess right.
Look at me.
Better get it right. Is it the biggest one?
It's, I didn't even look. I don't think it's the biggest one.
Here's my rose.
Wait, is Cece coming? What's happening?
Oh yeah.
At that point, just take the rose back and go put it back where you got it from.
Since we were talking about dating events, here's my last experience at a singles event. Alright, so boom, I'm in a social group just to try to expand my social circle in the new city. And they announced that they're throwing a Super Bowl event, and they're kind of making it the Valentine's thing too. So the prerequisite was, it's free, but all the men have to bring a bouquet of roses. Alright, cool. I get there, and there's actually a good mix of men and women. It was about 50-50, contrary to most of the other single events I went to. Everything's going cool. People having a good time. The food was decent. All that. Get to the end. The one who caught my eye, I'm talking with her. We wound up exchanging information and stuff. But however, in our conversation, I'm realizing, this is not going to go anywhere, because she was negative, and that's not attractive at all. So the event is winding down. Everyone's starting to leave. Then one of the organizers comes up to me, boldly, just like this. She says, "Hey, y'all two together? Y'all two will talk?" I said, "No, we just having good conversation." "Oh, okay. You got a girlfriend?" I said, "No, man, I don't have a girlfriend." "Okay. Give me your number then." Man, woman, what? So in my head, two things. It's like, oh snap, I still got it. Ooh, let's go. The second part is like, she's very bold. I was like, I don't know. She said, no. I just, I do different events, and I just want other people there who got good vibes and stuff. So I gave her the number. Nothing came from it. We haven't spoken since then, but yeah, that's my time at the last dating event.
A woman in the comments said a singles event with men is a plus, because a dude said, "I applaud you, brother. You couldn't pay me to go to a singles event. Speed dating, mixer, just a full day of rejection."
Okay, so apparently my last video that I did last night struck a chord with the ladies, okay? Because there are a lot of us out here that are not dating anymore. We've said no thank you, we've tried it, and we would politely like to decline, or maybe not so politely. But it's so fun reading all your comments. It's so fun hearing from all of you about this, and it's really got me thinking about this community on here of women who are saying, you know what, I'm gonna date my own damn self. I'm gonna prioritize me. I'm gonna be selfish. This is what my podcast is all about, the Selfish Woman Podcast. Would love for you to go check it out. We're in our 4th season. It's incredible. Okay, so what I was saying was, we need to start a girl group. We need to start a girl gang. Women who are ditching dating and falling in love with ourselves. I think we need merchandise. I think we need t-shirts. We need jackets. We need a club, because I'm loving reading all your comments, and it's such a exciting thing to see how many of us are out here living our best lives. This is it. This is what it's all about. When we decenter men, our lives get so much better. So yeah, what do you think? We need to organize. What are your ideas? Let's get something figured out, because you're all my besties now. We're all sisters in this. We're all in this together. Let's talk.
The problem is, in these groups, y'all dissenter accountability, right? Y'all dissenter growth. Y'all don't be dissenter in groupthink and toxic behavior.
Having a guy who doesn't post on social media is the best thing on planet Earth, until that doesn't want to post you. The excuse is always well, I don't post. You're right, King, you don't post. I can't even argue with you. But it doesn't mean I don't want you to post me. I think they don't understand why us women want our men to post us. Yes, it's cute, whatever, but it's also the #1 signal to other women that this guy is taken. You post that you're taken, most girls are going to back off. It's not the same case when it comes to women though. If I post that I have a man, it's not stopping any other man from coming. In fact, it almost makes them try harder. But with men, posting their girlfriend actually does ward off other women. If you're one of those that doesn't post anything, thank you, stay that way as a man. But also just post your girl once in a while, put her on your story, post a main feed once, just once. Even if that's your only post, she will appreciate it more than you know.
I think this is what a lot of guys are having trouble with. Break the rules for me, but I'm not going to break the rules for you. I am going to allow you to pay above and beyond what a man really should pay for a woman that's not his wife. But when it comes to me, I'm not going to do any wifely duties. I'm not going to do as much as make you a sandwich, sir. I'm not even going to pull the bread out the pantry for you. I'm not gonna pull a knife, no mayo, no mustard, no nothing. Ain't gonna be no order I'm putting in for you. I'm not even gonna suggest nothing that would think that I'm serving you. Nothing. But a man's supposed to do everything, break all the rules for you, just come running.
I'm so pissed off. I just got home from a date. The guy walked out literally 10 minutes into our date. If you're a straight man, I need your opinion on this desperately because I think I'm right and clearly he thinks that he's right. So we matched on Hinge and I have really good photos of myself on Hinge. A few of them are AI generated. They look exactly like me. While we were out on our coffee / walking date, within the first 15 minutes, he asked me where one of my photos was taken. I'm not a liar, so I said that it was an AI generated photo. And he said, yeah, I don't think we're a match. And he left. That seems so dramatic to me. And also everyone is using AI generated photos. If they look like you, who cares? The ones I use with Dream Month look exactly like me. They're not like the crappy ChatGPT ones. So what is the difference? Who cares? I don't know. If you're a straight man, let me know. What do you think?
I think that you're catfishing. I think that you're being dishonest about the way that you actually look. Well, it's not that much. No, I don't want to hear that. Because modern women get out there and they bash a man for saying he's 5'10", or excuse me, 6'1", or 6 foot, when he's like, oh, he was 5'10". So 5'10", 5'11", 6 foot. So he was off maybe 2 or 3 inches, give or take. And all of a sudden he's a full-blown pathological liar. But then you can put ChatGPT up there and it's fine. It's okay for you to have ChatGPT up there. I'm going to remake myself. And this is about what I look like. This is what I look like. You know what? This is delusion. Because they're like, well, this is what I would look like if I put on makeup. Put on loads and loads and pounds of makeup. This is what I would look like. So what's the difference? The difference is you're lying in both situations. That's why a man would like to see you the way you look before maybe he gets married to you. Right?
One of the main differences in having no relationship experience in your life and some relationship experience but negative is that piece that I think harmed my self-worth so much is that never being picked, never being chosen, never being seen as somebody desirable to spend time with. It's like when you're a kid and you get picked for teams in school and you're waiting anxiously to be picked and then you don't get picked or you're picked last. Well, for some people who have gone through never having a relationship in their life like I did until I was 42 years old, that sensation was constantly kind of in my mind and in my heart that what is so wrong with me that nobody wants to have me on their team? And I think for a time you can handle that, but when it's year after year, right? So never getting picked for a team in school is fine, maybe day 1, maybe day 2, but if you go 365 days and you're never picked, it will start to hit you and be like, what is it in me? Instead of what is it in society and what is it with timing and what is it with a million other things. I feel like that's what's sometimes hard to explain to people is compound pain. Compound pain with the same issue year after year after year does something to your brain, does something to your heart, and it's hard to get out of that. And what it did for me is it created really intense negative patterns of thinking that caused me to hate myself and have issues with self-worth. But then I'm constantly being told by people of oh, just love yourself more and then you'd have it. And so it was this weird mix of oh my gosh, I'm having self-worth issues because nobody can pick me, but people are telling me I have to love myself in order for me to be picked, and I'm going to get stuck in this loop and never get out of it. So I've dealt with years with really, really difficult self-worth issues and not liking myself and struggling to think that I had any worth or value and having really intense negative thoughts. And they aren't just negative thoughts of oh, you nerd, why did you do that? It is you are the worst human that's ever existed. No wonder no one likes you. You shouldn't be alive because of who you are. Just continuously intense negative self-talk. So nothing seemed to help that. And I want to share with you one thing that has helped that. And I've shared it in a live before and maybe on here. But when people tell you that you need to just think positively, if my negative thoughts have always been over here and somebody tells me that I need to think positively and I have more than 2 decades of negative thoughts, anytime, because my brain is used to and likes what is comfortable, anytime I try to go from I'm the worst person that's ever lived to I'm a great person, my brain is yeah, no. And it comes back to homeostasis. It's like a boomerang. boomerang effect. And so what I have done for myself is I needed to change it from positive or negative to positive thoughts, from negative to neutral. And if I can have a stop in neutral, then maybe I can get myself to positive. And what I mean by that is something like, I'm the worst person that's ever lived. I'm a human being who's trying her best. I can maybe keep that thought better and change that thought and have maybe times where I'm looking in that vein than I could ever jumping over to there. So if you have that never being picked sensation, just know that I love you and I'm sorry. It is very difficult to live with that. And I think it's very hard to explain it to people too, because they will say things like, oh, well, like I've been single for like 5 years and yeah, like it's hard being single, or I've been single for 5 years and it's great, or like, yeah, I got out of 5 toxic relationships and I feel a lot better being single. And that's what I think is a difference. Never having had experience in relationships when you've wanted them and having had experience in relationships, even though they're negative, are two different things. Both can carry their own pain and their own weight, but the never piece, I think, is never discussed. It needs to, because it does a number on your self-worth. But I don't think it always has to stay doing a number on you. And I can share more different things that have helped me if that's useful at all. But no, more than anything, I'm sending you love and hoping you enjoy that beautiful sunrise. Bye.
So I'm reading your comment down here. It says, I know others will feel differently than me. I know many love being single. I know it's important to pick oneself. What I'm sharing here is a generalization of a feeling, and there is more nuance to the conversation than I can give in a 3-minute video. That's correct. I think a lot of modern women out there wonder the same thing that you wonder, but then they don't really take stock or give context or the nuance to why they're not being picked. They're not giving context, or they're not taking stock of, maybe there was something that I did. Maybe there was something that I said. And just because, let me go ahead and throw out a disclaimer, just because you might have said something or done something doesn't mean that you're a bad person. It just means that maybe you didn't recognize the opportunity. No, not all the time. It just means that maybe you didn't recognize the opportunity that was in front of you. Some of these ladies out here continue to say, oh man, I was looking at the man, I was throwing hints. He didn't respond. He didn't even know. Right. So vice versa, when a man is throwing hints that he likes you, sometimes women blatantly ignore those, or sometimes they just don't know. Either or, you probably have plenty of men in your friend zone. Let's say not plenty. Let's say at least 1 or 2 in your friend zone that would be willing to be a good person to you. That would be willing to take you out, take care of you, be the best person you have ever come in contact with. That's really all you need. That's what you're looking for. And if you would have given them a chance, you would have seen it. But women can go, for some reason, 20, 30, 40, 50 sometimes, all the way into their 50s, talking about, I've never had a relationship. In 50 years, unless you're living way out in the sticks and nobody can actually find you, which is plausible, if you've ever gone to a grocery store or church or the gym or literally anywhere, school, it does not matter. At some point in time, there has been a man that has come up to you and said, I am interested in you. I would like to get to know you. Are you available? And you have turned that man down, and then another, and then another, and then another. And these are not men that you're not attracted to. These are men that you actually like. But for one reason or another, they had a red flag or something, and you just cut them off. This is how, not saying you, but this is how a lot of women out there end up making videos where they're single, lonely at 40, 50 years old, because there was somebody, as other creators have said, that you have passed up, and they were probably your husband.
I'm gonna be 45 next month, and I don't know if this is like a product of just aging, but after being single for 5 years, cannot imagine ever wanting to have a man in my space. Having a man in my bed, smelling a man, sharing a bathroom with a man, cooking for a man, having to make a to-do list or a grocery list for a man, packing for a trip that I fully plan to go on with a man, having to make doctor appointments for a man, planning dates, like everything, planning my life, with a man just in for the ride. I can't imagine. I cannot imagine having to babysit a man ever again, share a house. I'm not like trying to be anti-man. I mean, I have a son. But the extra work that comes along with just having a man in your life, not doing his laundry, picking his clothes up off the floor, seeing his old underwear in the laundry, taking him shopping and getting him dressed, reminding him to cut that hair on the back of his neck. I don't want to do any of that. I'm okay without that. Every now and then I am compelled to download like Bumble or Hinge, and as soon as I get a message from a man, I get the ick. I really just have no interest in dating or anything. And I often wonder, like, is this how it's going to be for me forever? Like, I don't know. My 20s, all I could think about was men. And now in my 40s, a hard pass.
And you have a son. Wow. I wonder if he will ever see any of these videos. No, he'll never see that. He's too young. What about if he runs across you recording some of these videos like this? What about if he overhears you in the other room recording a video or saying something like this? Do you really think that sets a good example? This is what men have to fight uphill for. All of the stuff that you just listed, you would be okay with a man doing that for you. But you would say, oh, he treats me like a queen. I'm a passenger princess. So it's okay when a man does it for a woman, but not vice versa. I'm not his slave. I'm not his maid. I'm not his mother. That's all he wants. But then all of a sudden, when a man does it for you, then it's okay and it's fine to have that type of relationship.
I am 43 years old and I have been single for about 3 years, and I have to start my videos like that because if I don't, nobody watches them. About 3.5 years ago, the person who I have a baby with, him and I split up for many reasons, but I am here to say that I talk a lot on here about being single at this age because people just give people a lot of shit for it, and it's just so foolish because it's like, what are people supposed to do? Stay unhappy in a relationship? I don't think really anybody enters a relationship being like, oh, this will end. No. Like, obviously, it's because things have happened. People evolve at different rates, or sometimes just stuff happens. For me, it was really important for my child to see that everyone deserves happiness and for her to see what real love is like. So I do talk a lot about being single on here, and truth be told, I'm not. I met somebody September of 2024, and there have been times where we have not been all the way together by way of circumstance, but also just because there's been some kind of wonky things that have happened thus far in the relationship. I am not going to divulge those wonky things, but I do understand them. I, for one, go into fight or flight very, very easily, and that is just because of unhealed stuff, I think, from last relationships. I used to go into fight really easily, and now it's flight. So anything that happens that I don't like, I'm like, bye. And I'm working on it for sure. And for him, I think because of his job, maybe just hasn't had a ton of relationships. So there's just been some things that have been worked out, and the things that have happened, I understand, and we worked through them. But as I get older, I have realized that what I look for in relationships has changed. It used to be important to me that I met somebody who like would want to come into the city with me all the time and go to shows, or or maybe somebody like wants somebody that goes like skydiving with them all the time because that's like what makes them happy. I, for one, don't want to do that, but you know what I mean. As you get older, those things start to seem more trivial because like looks fade, your physicality kind of fades a bit. And I started to think more about like, well, how do I actually feel around this person? Like, you know, how do I feel authentically myself? Am I happy? Do I laugh? And like, yes, do all of those things. And I actually don't think I've ever been all the way authentically myself with anybody, any past partner before. And I am now. As life goes on, some aspects of it get easier, but the things that get harder get much, much harder. So, you know, if one of my parents gets sick, which at some point that will happen, you know, who do I want next to me? Like maybe somebody that makes me laugh and makes life light and happy. Or like, you know, if someone gets cancer, I don't want to cry my way through cancer. Like, hopefully we never get that, but I want to laugh my way through it. And I want to be with somebody who I can laugh my way through stuff. Some of the best relationships that I have had, and I mean like friendships, are people that I can be doing the worst thing with, like sitting at the DMV with and having a great time. So now that's what I look for in my relationships. And that's what I feel like I have right now. No one ever knows what is going to happen in life. Even people who seem like they have the best relationships on the outside sometimes don't. Even people who think they have the best relationships, something can happen and you can get totally blindsided. It's not to say I don't have all my eggs in one basket, but I just think that it is okay to not know the future. But for right now, this is what feels correct, and I feel really happy in it. So I think that's the thing to look for. Someone that will tell you if you've got crap in your teeth, someone who makes you laugh, and like a best friend. A best friend who, like, you know, you do things with.
But this is what men say, right? Over and over again. I'm looking for the same thing. But when it comes to a man's activities, y'all judge him. If a man were to be out there fishing, and then you're making fun of him. If a man's out there playing golf, then you're making fun of him. If a man is playing games, video games, then you're making fun of him. If he takes a picture doing what he loves to do, you make fun of him. Oh, that's tacky. Don't do that. But you just told him to be out and about and take pictures doing things that he loves to do, hobbies. You told him that. Oh, well, not like that. That's the problem. You guys can't just see a fishing picture. Nah, I get it. If the whole profile is full up with just that and you can't really see who that person is, fair point. But if the man is showing you, oh, this is what he likes to do. Well, what else do you like to do? Do you like to go here? Do you like to go there? I don't know. Have a conversation with him and see where you end up at. How hard is that? If a man sees you in a store, if he sees you on a yacht, if he sees you in another place every single time that he, you know, comes across your Instagram or whatever, and you get mad at him for thinking, ooh, this woman is being financed. She's being sponsored. You wouldn't like a man to think about you like that. You would want to have a conversation, especially if it's a man that's attractive to you. Especially then, if that man's attracted to you, you would want to at least explain yourself, right? So you're looking for friendship. You're looking for somebody to connect to. You have to go outside your box and appreciate the things that they do. But like I said, many of the things that men do, it's always, that's immature. Why would you spend your time doing that? So you can't even get to the laughing part. You can't even get to the good part because you don't appreciate anything about him. Y'all can't be friends because you don't appreciate anything about him. You don't want to do anything that he wants to do at all. You just wanted him to be involved in every part of your life and what you got going on and turn into another version of you. What man anywhere would want to be involved in that?